E ngā reo, e ngā mana, tēnā koutou katoa, nau mai haramai ki tēnei whakataitai poi uka, uhi wero, haramai te toki, haumi e, hui e, tā ki e, nau mai haramai. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, it's the big one, Championship Sunday, baby. It is the grand final, game 86 on the schedule. Two big teams here ready to rock and roll. PCU Devils taking on the Mount Albert Ramblers. Fantastic indeed, as we're just about to get underway here. Teams are already on the field, as looks like we're going to skip the national anthem. Well, up to him himself, but let's have a look at the two teams that will face off against each other today. I'm Jason Gerbes, aka Chopper. Joining me in the booth today is Gary Rauhihi, and this one, Ramblers. We see Evans, Nukunuku, Evans, Gerard, and Evans, the top five of the order. Bennett, Early, Rice, and Clark. When you look at that lineup, Gary, who springs to mind?
Well, there's the obviously the legend of Nathan Nukunuki's put himself in at the crucial time for his team. But Cole Evans, who absolutely lit up for his team when it was needed in the semi-final. But also, just as a secondary one to that, keep an eye at number 9 on Oscar Clark. He's been leading off for the whole tournament. He's gone down to number 9 in the order, but he has been absolutely outstanding.
We flip to the other side now. PCU Devils, a big win yesterday over Mount Albert Ramblers in the 1-1 game. They beat them 2-1 of that. Lum will be leading off Dove in the 2 spot. Hamilton will be hitting 3 today. Elkins, he'll be moved to the clean-up spot. Big change in the order for the PCU Devils. Harborough, Delatour, Watts, Jaden Potts, and Kumuro for you. Who sticks out?
Well, obviously, the young man on the hill from them, Liam Potts, has been absolutely outstanding all tournament, and that guy, despite his stature, has grown an arm and a leg this season and has been absolutely unhittable throughout this tournament. But keep an eye also on the opening triumvirate, Lum, Dove, and Bailey Hamilton in particular.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Just about to get underway here in the national anthem for these two great sides. Two good teams here made the grand final. You see them all lined up here, ready to go. And here comes the flag bearer, the youngster Mason Hayden, one of the young junior ballers here from Hutt Valley. How cool is it to have him?
Quite a picture out there, Chopper, with the two teams lined up and the young man with the flag.
Well, here we go. The national anthem of New Zealand. Just about to get underway here, and a beautiful day here locally at Fraser Ballpark. The weather has been outstanding all week. 19 degrees Celsius, not a cloud in the sky, not a breath of wind either, Gazza.
No, it's a very light breeze if there is one. It's a beautiful day. Temperatures are warm. Perfect day for softball. Of course, we're at the end. This tournament bookends the end of the New Zealand season. So, and it's been such a wonderful tournament. 20 teams in it. Beautiful conditions. Can't wait for this grand final.
Well, as indeed. Can't wait. Of course, Mount Albert Ramblers have been outstanding. And now the national anthem of New Zealand. Well, fantastic indeed as we're about to get underway in the grand final. Gary Rauhihi joining me in commentary in this one for the big one. Gary, how cool is Nathan Nukunuku?
Oh, absolutely. The young man holding the flag there was starting to experience a little bit of emotion. The first person to recognise that and step up and help the young man get the job done, Nathan Nukunuku. What a legend.
Oh, Gaza, we've got a good umpiring crew in this one. A fantastic crew put together by Wiremu Tamaki, the umpire-in-chief.
Oh, plenty of experience out there from all around the world, all local umpires. We've got Andy McManus on third base, Tony Kairuna looking after things at second base, Lance Brown patrolling at first base, and Mark Porteous. He'll be a feature during this game because that man definitely knows how to communicate with the players.
Hoo-ha, Mark Porteous. Simply outstanding. Well, as the PCU Devils take the field, let's have a look at them defensively for you. It'll be Hamilton, Lam and Delator left to right in the outfield. They are slick and they are fast. The young Jaden Potts gets to start at third base. Curtis David shortstop. Hapene Kumaro, the young junior Black Sox. He's at second base today. Josh Harborough over at one. Cameron Watts behind the dish. But the big story for PCU this week, Gaza, has got to be, of course, the starting pitcher, and that is Liam Potts.
Liam Potts, a young man who has emerged in the last couple of years as a real force in New Zealand, not just for his club, but also for Canterbury, and now in the Black Sox radar, and also in the wider training squad. So look out for him for this game because he is fast, he is accurate, he is aggressive.
Offensively for Mount Albert Ramblers, defending champions, Brock Evans elevated to the leadoff spot today. Nathan Nukunuku injected into the lineup as designated player hitting two. Cole Evans with the big home run in the semi-final. Lewis Gerard hits clean-up today. Reese Evans, Bradley Bennett, Max Early, and Maddox Rice will be for the number 9 hitter. That is Oscar Clark. Well, only moments away from the grand final for 2024. The Sopwell New Zealand Open Men's Club National Championships. Are you ready? PCU Ramblers. Let's go. First pitch, driving, and baby, it is out of here. A driving shot from Brock Evans straight off the bat. Ramblers lead 1-0.
Well, wasted no time in seeing the first pitch. The young man, Liam Potts, fires one that sits in the middle of the zone, and Brock Evans has made no mistake in catching up with that all the way to the outfield for a home run.
Brock Evans elevated to the lead-off spot, and you can see why. With one swing of the bat, one pitch of the game, and Albert Ramblers lead early. As we mentioned at the top of the shop, injected into the lineup, player coach Nathan Nukunuku.
Well, no introduction needed for Nathan. He's batting 400 in the tournament, but that's a little bit misleading because he's only had about 4 turns at bat. So to see what he can do, we all know what he can do. We know why he's there, and he's going to hopefully continue this momentum for his team, Mount Albert Ramblers.
That one comes off the bat, and you could hear the umpire mic'd up for us. Mic'd up for us here, Mark Porteous behind the dish. The starting pitcher, though, as we just checked this one with the umpire first. Foul ball it is. The starting pitcher, we mentioned the left-handed phenom coming out of Parkland's Christchurch United, Liam Potts.
Yeah, he's pitched 6 games, 142 batters faced for 6 wins. He's got a meagre ER, earned run average of 0.73, which is absolutely amazing in the context of this 20-team tournament.
No, I got nothing but bat.
But
Yeah.
the hand is part of the bat, right?
No, the hand is not. No, the hand is not part of the bat. It's a foul ball.
So if it hits my hand, it's a blue ball, right?
Yeah.
Mark Porteous just communicating with Nathan Nukunuku here, making sure they've got things down packed. Mark Porteous has been away to, I've lost count how many World Cups now, dating back to around 2017 as an official umpire, and Parksy pulls the string to get the first out here.
Well, there, as you see, he used the change-up to great effect against Nathan Nukunuku. Struck him out in the semi-final last night as well when Nathan Nukunuku was looking to get something going for his Mount Albert Ramblers team. Number 34, Cole Evans.
Swing.
And a swing and a miss from the New Zealand Black Sox star.
Cole Evans is leading from the front for his team. He's topping the batting lineup for them in terms of stats. 9 games, 30 plate appearances for a batting average of 480 and an on-base percentage of 600, which is ridiculous.
Sharp hit ball from Evans through the 5-6 hole. And they'll get their second hit of the ball game here in the top of the first.
Cole Evans able to turn on that inside pitch. He saw it early, he keeps his hands back, gets the bat out in front, takes it down the 5-6 hole.
That'll bring up the bat now the first baseman, Lewis Gerard.
Lewis Gerard has been massive for his team in the clean-up position. You wouldn't expect his batting average to be up there, but it is at 296.
First pitch from Gerard.
Including in that is a grand slam just 2 days ago.
That one fouls off to the fence. Plenty of power and pop. And the salami bat of Gerard as he steps back in. Crew kind of giving Chopper a hard time in the semi-finals. Said he's Chopper's twin brother.
Maybe from 20 years ago, Chop.
This one's outside. I think they're referring to his grand slam, nothing else. Let's hope so. Gerard, senior veteran slugger now for Ramblers. Used to be a pitcher in the younger days. This one pops up. It'll go out and play. Liam Potts, we talked about his statistics. What type of pitcher is he, Gazza?
Well, he's power and aggression, isn't he? He pitches with good velocity. He's accurate. Once he gets on top of you, he normally doesn't let you go. He doesn't give up anything easily. And Ramblers have made the adjustment because they're attacking him early. He's a pitcher that likes to work ahead of the count.
Ahead of the count indeed. Potts comes again and gets him on the outside edge. Outside looking good.
Another pull the strings for a third strike.
2 away here at top of the first innings. Ramblers already 1 run on the board at this point. Cole Evans running at first base.
Number 28, Reese.
And the first delivery comes right down the edge for a strike to Reese Evans.
Number 28, Reese Evans, 9 games, 5 runs, 10 plate appearances, right up there in the stats along with Cole Evans. He's batting .458.
Running bunt attempt, have to spin the other way, does Potts, and he does successfully. And that'll nullify the threat of Cole Evans on the base paths. But it's not before Brock Evans shows it how it's done with 1 pitch, 1 blast. And it is Mount Ramblers that will lead the grand final 1-0. Bottom of the first coming up with the other lineups.
Your world, your color, your choice.
Welcome back to continued coverage here from Ballpark Broadcasting in Atiawa Toa FM. It's the 2024 Open Men's Clubs National Championships from Fraser Ballpark in Lower Hutt here, the North Island of good old Aotearoa, New Zealand. Fantastic. Happy along for this one. I'm Jason Gerbes, aka Chopper. Gary Rauhihi joining us in the booth for this one quickly. PCU Devils will be Lum, Dove, Hamilton, Elkins, Harborough. Top 5 in the order. You see Delator, Watts and Potts. Well, that'll round out the order with Hapene Kumaro. Fantastic batting lineup. They're looking to take on Mount Albert Ramblers here. Bottom of the first innings. And Bunter's down, off to the races. He's safe. He is safe as Leon Lum.
There, see on the replay, he drops the bunt down there on a pitch that just hangs in the middle. He is too fast and he beats out the throw. Nice call out there at first base by Lance Brown.
Simply outstanding table setter as Leon Lum, and he's showing why here in the grand final. Next pitch is right down the edge for a strike to Curtis Dove.
Curtis Dove has been doing a very important job for his team. He's another one of the extremely quick ones. He'll drop it down. He is 8 games for 25 at-bats. He's batting .240, but that does not underline the importance that he has brought to this team in the order.
Pitches fouls off, moves the count now for Dove in the hole, 0-2. PCU, first base runner on. No outs here in the bottom of the first innings. Drop ball outside, leaves that for a look. Let's have a look at the defensive lineup for Mount Albert Ramblers. You can see Bennett, Rice and Clark in the outfield. The Evans-a-thon in the infield with Gerard at first base. Max Early behind the dish. And tricky Nicky Hayes. Oh, what a play! What a play! It ricochets off Tricky Hayes on the mound to Evans at shortstop, throws it over to double him off in time.
Well, it's going to be underlined there, or there it is, the ricochet that makes the catch a lot easier for Evans at shortstop. I'm pretty sure he'd have had the athleticism to get that, but it wasn't a bad hit either from Curtis Dove.
Just officially on my scorecard, I wrote that down as a D163.
You lost me.
Let's just put amazing by 2 away here, bottom of the first innings. Bailey Hamilton now swings at the first pitch. This one outside levels the count for Hamilton.
Hamilton comes in with 8 games played, 20 at-bats. He's batting .400. He's got an on-base percentage of .500. He has been immensely important for this team in the lineup.
That's inside.
And definitely one to watch.
That pitch comes inside. You hear that from home plate umpire Porteous. 2 balls and 1 strike now on Hamilton. Junior Black Sox representative himself. A couple of cycles ago, swinging on that one on the outside edge.
One of the things you get from this PCU team, Chopper, is discipline. They're disciplined, they come in with a plan, and their execution is usually spot on.
This one pops up. Looking to get underneath it is the shortstop for Mount Albert Ramblers. That is Cole Evans for the 3rd out.
Yeah, well, there you see the pop, and for all you young kids watching who want to know how to take a high fly ball, get your eyes up there, get the ball right in front of you, and get your glove high in the air.
Get your glove high in the air. We're through 1 complete here in the grand final. Game 86, Men's Open Club National Championship. Ramblers leading 1 run to nil. Top of the second innings here, and it'll be Mount Albert Ramblers that'll set up Bradley, Bennett, Max Early and Maddox Rice. It's a tongue twister here as you see the crowd coming in at Fraser Ballpark, expecting a great grand final, especially after what we saw out of some of the games yesterday here, Gaz.
The games that have been provided to us here on Diamond 1 Sorensen Field by the top 4 sides especially has really set this tournament alight and has set the tone for what is already a high-quality tournament. The 11-inning thriller with Papanui yesterday with Ramblers, absolutely outstanding.
Now looking for one other club to do that from Canterbury. PCU's turn here on grand final day. You mentioned Sorensen Field. The Hutt Valley Softball Association did a great thing And this past winter, the naming of Diamond 1 here after the Sorensen family. Dave and Mark and Maureen, and a line shot straight to Jaden Potts at third base.
Ramblers just continue with the aggression they're showing on those early pitches from Liam Potts, not willing to let him stamp his authority on them as batters. Turned on that one and hit it hard at Jared Potts.
Max Early now will come up for Mount Albert Ramblers.
Max Early comes into the batting lineup with 9 games played, 17 at bats. He is batting a 235. His on-base percentage is 478, so he's obviously looking at a lot of walks as well. So he's taking pitches deep into counts.
Quality at-bats from the starting catcher from Mount Albert Ramblers. Drop ball on the outside edge, just completing that conversation. Sorensen field here, number 1. Over the far side there is Diamond 2, called the Shaw Field, named after Naomi Shaw. And Diamond 3, which is over the stock bank a little further. Low lifter on the outside edge, 1 and 2 the count now, named Massey Nuns Field. Pretty cool.
Absolutely cool to name them after some of the local legends. Of course, Bill Massey, Terry Nunn's softball identities here in the Hutt Valley. There's the picture of Shaw Field over there on Diamond 2.
As we see a drop ball inside, just bends the back a little of Early as he's sent back to the dugout. It'll bring up the bat now. Centre fielder Maddox Rice.
Maddox Rice comes in with 23 at-bats from 9 games. He's been good, but he'd like to improve that. It's batting 130.
The true testament of Nathan Nukunuku, head coach for Mount Albert Ramblers, believes in his athletes. Stats are just one part of it, isn't it, Gaz?
It absolutely is. 1 to 9, this team has contributed to the effort that they've needed to get to the grand final, because it has not been easy for them this year. They've experienced the 1 loss before they had to come back this morning and beat Papanui.
Mount Albert Ramblers, simply outstanding. So is PCU. A little bit of history made today, potentially. This is a ground ball shot off the glove of David, shortstop, and can't get it over in time. So Mount Albert Ramblers get a runner on here at the top of the second.
Well, it was a few years ago, actually, that these two teams, as we see that pitch was low in the zone. Taken out there, but the throw was wayward for safe at first base.
Well, simply outstanding. Blake Wardrobe will come on to run, the designated runner. Brings up to bat here, poised and ready to go. Lifter too high to Oscar Clark.
Oscar Clark, number 33, he's done an outstanding job. He's led off for 4 days of this tournament. He's gone to number 9 in the order for the finals day. 9 games, 483 his on-base percentage. He's batting 375.
Low lifter perfectly placed on the outer edge. 1 and 1 the count now. Talked about a bit of history. Well, PCU Devils and the PCU Angels, that is the men's and the women's side, both featuring in the grand finals today. The men right here in Lower Hutt. And then we'll go foul, 1 and 2 now the count. And of course the woman down in Ototahi Christchurch. Last time they both made the grand final and they both won it was back in 2001, so 23 years ago. Can they repeat that feat today?
Well, only time in history will tell us that. Of course, it was 2011, I believe, that these two teams met in the grand final last, right here at Fraser Park.
It is interesting indeed. Mount Albert Ramblers, we're talking about national titles. They are at the top of the pops. 12 titles in the history of the game here in New Zealand. Next closest to them is Miramar with 10.
I would suggest that most of those 12 titles have come in the last decade. They've been an absolute force in this country as a club.
Christchurch United, which is the club that amalgamated with Parklands to give you this PCU club these days. They have 3 titles to their name. This is on the men's side only.
And the
Off
steal.
and running on the pitch. And Wardrobe is quick. 3 steps, he slides into 2.
Well ahead of the throw there by Cameron Watts. Blake Wardrobe's very fast. You see he gets a good jump. Slides underneath the throw.
Tough thing for the catcher here. Watts, that drop ball down in the dirt, have to come up and throw it. Gives Wardrobe just an extra step going to 2. Potts now, leans back. Here comes the 2-2. Inside fouls off, count will remain the same.
Seeing the Ramblers batters, Chop just swinging in anything near the zone. This is a change as we've seen teams previously in the tournament trying to pick walks and things. It just doesn't happen. Liam Potts too accurate, so the idea to combat that obviously from Ramblers is to attack the zone.
Yeah, here's a man who's had cramps.
Mark Porteous enjoying himself out there. It's always good to see the umpires enjoying themselves too. Oscar Clark now with a 2-2 count here against Liam Potts from PCU. Rise ball outside, and it's good. It is real good for the 4th strikeout of the match. Second here in the top of the second innings from Liam Potts. It is the Ramblers, Mount Albert Ramblers that is, that lead the grand final here. 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the second. And welcome back under the shadow of the Rico Sports Centre. That's the new facility here at Fraser Ballpark. Multi-million-dollar development here for the good of sport in the Hutt Valley. And boy, isn't it paying dividends. Rugby, squash, cricket, soccer, touch, gridiron, and good old softball. Gary Rauhihi joining us in the booth for the grand final, Gazza. You got to be happy about how Fraser Park looks these days.
Absolute picture. It's beautiful. I mean, our coverage is doing it justice because just a great crowd.
Ground ball up the middle. First pitch from Ruben Elkins. Playing designated player today. Continues his form from the NFC.
He sure does. Ruben Elkins is the DP in this one.
That'll bring up the bat now the first baseman, Josh Harborough.
Josh Harborough, the enormously experienced former Black Sox. He's had 8 games in this one. He's got 19 at-bats, and he has a ERA 3.16. 435 is on-base percentage. He's definitely doing his job in the lineup.
Your experienced campaigner is Harborough. Many times with the New Zealand Black Sox side, of course, world champion in 17. And White Horse Canada, as he tries to drop this one down, will go foul. 1 ball and 1 strike here. Bottom of the second innings. Leadoff batter on for PCU. Next pitch is up top. 1 and 2 now from Nick Hayes.
Nick Hayes been absolutely immense for his Ramblers team out there on the hill. 4 games he's had for 4 wins. He's got a meager earned run average of 1.04, and he has done the mountain of work for his team. 101 batters faced up until yesterday. I'd suggest a lot of them were in that 11 innings game when he pitched the whole 11 innings.
Athlete pitched the semi-final this morning too. Rise ball inside or foul back. In good condition. Nick Hayes owns a couple of gyms on the Gold Coast. Been known to frequent Surfers Paradise Beach. I'm not going to say with a shirt on because we all know Tricky Nicky Hayes has got it going on.
He's a unit, all right.
Drop ball's good too from Hayes, and he'll pick up the strikeout of Harborough.
That's that hard drop ball on the inside edge of the plate that Nick Hayes has owned throughout the tournament. It is virtually impossible for these batters to get on, and when he nails it, it is a strike every time.
1 away here. Rise ball outside to, you know what, Gaz? Obviously, I've been involved with this game for quite a long time, and I always look for last names of guys who used to play. There's a D-Lars boy here, Drew Delator.
Drew Delator, there we go, comes into the tournament with 8 games played. 23 at-bats, 261 average. He's going very well with a 375 on-base percentage.
His old man was an outstanding left-handed specialist. Now passing that trend and that trait and that career to young Drew. Outside edge can't catch up for it, and he goes, ooh, I should have. Nick Hayes, though, he's a tough competitor on the hills. You can see the crowd here to watch him pitch.
Brilliant crowd here at the moment into the sunshine of Fraser Park.
Next pitch is outside, so quality at bat here from the young left-handed right fielder from PCU.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Nick Hayes likes to work ahead of the count.
Punches in with a high drop on the outside edge. Back-to-back strikeouts from Hayes.
Pitched with fantastic control for that last out. The 3rd strike pitch was just a gem high, dropped into the zone right on the outside edge of the plate.
We talk about the explosive career of Liam Potts onto the national scene and international scene, going away to the U23 World Cup in Argentina last year. This one pops up, and it'll be safely underneath it from the shortstop Cole Evans. And we are through 2 here. Real quick game moving on here, Gaz.
Yeah, it's about what you'd expect for a grand final, isn't it? And I'm sure PCU would have been happy to get them out, will be happy to get them out in this one as well. 1-0. They're going to need to come back in the next couple of innings.
They sure will indeed. The grand final, Ramblers leading 1-0. Well, the crowd is coming in. As you can see them flocking in. All the other games are starting to be in completion here after 5 days of play. 85 matches played across 4 diamonds in 5 days. 20 teams in attendance, Gaz, at this year's edition of the 2024 Open Men's Club National Championships. How good?
Absolutely fantastic, I reckon, because you've got all 6 teams from the Christchurch competition. You got all the teams from the North Harbour competition. Auckland, Wellington, Hutt Valley represented. It is absolutely fantastic to see 20 teams in this competition. That's more than we've had in a long time.
It is indeed. And of course, 85 games done and dusted on the outer diamonds. It's 86 now, the grand final. Brock Evans led off the grand final with a home run with the first pitch. He's taken another pitch here. Was there something wrong with him, Gaz?
Well, it was 1 swing, 1 hit. He was on 100%, wasn't he?
I tell you what, it's hard not to think that way about some of these Mount Albert Ramblers hitters. Superhuman sometimes. In the hole now, 0-2. Hard hit ball. Underneath that, behind it, it's nice and securely, is Hapene Kumaro.
Hapene Kumaro, the young man at second base, picks that one up. He's a little bit embarrassed about the throw, which landed on the ground in front of Josh Harbrow. There you see it on the replay. And Harbrow just has a quick word with him. Settle down, young man. You've got a long way to go in this final.
Look after my back, kid. Look after my back. Drop ball right down Main Street to Nathan Nukunuku.
Liam Potts would have thought all his Christmases had come at once with Nathan. He's faced him twice in the previous game and once in this game. He struck him out both times.
No, that's inside.
Wanted to talk about, and he only got one pitch in his at-bat about the catcher. I was talking about Liam Potts and the rise of his career. Of course, you've got to remember you need a good catcher behind the dish here for PCU. Cameron Watts, very experienced, named him to the Black Sox to debut in 2022 there in Palmerston North, and then on to the World Cup at Rosedale in Auckland. And another big reason why Liam Potts has become the pitcher he is.
Yeah, I mean, the game management and organisation you get from Cameron Watts is second to none. And we had Wayne Small in the booth last night, and he still describes Cameron Watts as a catcher on the rise. So if he's already good to be at Black Sox level, how good he's going to end up is anybody's guess.
Looking forward to seeing his progression, that's for sure. Game still on the balance early in it, top of the third innings. Potts now. And we'll get him on the outside edge again. That's twice for Nuku.
Absolute pitch that he's now living on. And he got Nathan Nuku. You don't get many better batters than that. If you do, it's possibly this guy.
Lefty on lefty is always tough for Nuku. It's defence against left-handed Potts. Change of pace, works good. The younger Potts, Jaden, will fire it over in time to complete the top of the third innings. No change to the score. Mount Albert Ramblers leading 1-0.
The decisions we make matter. The cloth you put on your back, that comes from somewhere. Ours is Ecotech, and it comes from here. One of these equals 38 of these, not in landfill. High performance fabric worthy of what you stand for.
Well, the sun is shining on Championship Sunday. Thank you for joining us. I'm Jason Gerbes, a.k.a. Chopper. Gary Rowe, he, joining us in commentary for the grand final. Gaz, I know we're only in the bottom of the third innings. What have you thought so far, bud?
Well, the grand final is shaping up to be an extremely tight affair, and that's because what we hope we get for 7 exciting innings. Well, the first 3, just that, with Ramblers slightly in front by 1-0.
PCU Devils will lead off with Jaden Pops, the third baseman, Hapene Kumaroa, the second baseman, and then top of the order, Leon Lum, centre fielder.
Swing.
That one inside will level the count on Jaden Potts.
Jaden Potts batting well for his team, playing third base. He can also play catcher. 8 games and 19 at-bats. He's got a batting average of 263, and more importantly than that, an on-base percentage of 400.
This one inside fights it off. Good on-base percentage for the young. I'm going to say he's 17, maybe only just.
Plays with a lot of maturity for his age. He's done the job out at third base. But he'd be behind the dish if you didn't have Black Sox Cameron Watts there. He'd be doing the catching.
Fine young catcher coming through the ranks of PCU and Canterbury as Liam Potts got to debut for the NFC side. As you see, JK, Jason Kumaroa, head coach for PCU. Ground ball down the line. Now, we talked a little bit earlier how this PCU women's and men's team have made their way to the grand final, Gaz. Well, Jason Kumaroa, he was on that championship winning side all those years ago.
Oh, wow, that's an interesting statistic. Now, Jason Kumaroa, he's got his son out there at second base, but he's also been one of the more innovative coaches in the way he's managed his team and got them through the things. Definitely look to him throughout the game because he'll make things happen if they're not working for them.
Very experienced campaigner. You won't mind me saying this either. As we see a swing and a miss after the strikeout of Potts from Hapene Kumaroa. JK doesn't muck around when he comes to his athletes. It's my way or the highway.
Well, we talked about it the other night when this team beat Ramblers to get to the grand final. And it was about the organisation, the execution. They're obviously a well-disciplined and well-drilled team.
Talk about well-drilled. Kumaroa's not been too bad this week either.
Hapene Kumaroa has done a good job for another teenager in the team. He comes in with 19 at-bats from 8 games. He's got a batting average of 158, but an on-base percentage of 263. He'd like a bit higher than that, or maybe that'll come in this game.
Debut club nationals for Kumaroa. I'm sure he'll be happy just to get on the board. As he pops this one up, Cole Evans will take care of this for the outs.
Nice work that catch has taken there for the second out in the innings.
It's like a good shortstop taking control here. Back to the lead off. Top of the shop here, centre fielder, Leon Lum.
Leon Lum's done an outstanding job for this team, and that's shown in his stats. He's 8 games for 23 at-bats, averaging his bat average 391, which is outstanding. 500 on-base percentage.
Okay, a lead-off batter right there with those stats. Inside drop ball's good. Levels the count, 1-1. 2 outs here, bottom of the third innings. Trailing by runners PCU.
Talked to Stevie Deans the other day, and that pitch that Nick Hayes is really executing superbly, that inside drop on the corner, here we see it again, is a pitch that he's worked on and added to his arsenal recently.
Some call it the cutter, some call it the dicer. I call it unhittable sometimes, that's for sure. 1-2 now. Inside rise ball will come off the hands. Leon Lom started off the bottom of the first innings with a running bunt to get safely at first base.
Been one of the more outstanding leadoff hitters in the tournament, and he's continued that into the grand final. It's a drop third strike this time.
Can't quite get it this time. Can't always be like Babe Ruth, can you? No, you can't. 1-0 as we head to the top of the fourth innings. Ramblers leading. Grand final. Another iconic building here in the Hutt Valley is the Avalon TV Studio Towers, guys.
Yeah, for many years, the home of production for TV New Zealand before, like a lot of businesses in New Zealand, they moved to Auckland. But there it is, the tallest building in the Hutt Valley. I'm sure somebody had to pay somebody to get to build one that high.
Serious question for you, Gaz, in the top of the fourth innings here. Does the Goodnight Kiwi have a bedroom up there?
Well, rumour has it, it's in the dish, and he left his pillow in there when he moved to Auckland. But
the Avalon TV Studio Towers, the company that I work for, Hitchens New Zealand, we supply the waterproofing just recently in the redevelopment of those towers. And I got to go up on the roof. I was looking for that bedroom. Next pitch is down through the zone in the hole now. Lewis Gerard, who will lead off for Mount Albert Elders, followed by Reese Evans and Bradley Bennett. 1, 2, and 3.
You got a foul ball.
Excuse me, foul ball. One of those ones scares you like a hold back. Uh-oh, too late.
Yep. Just has a wiggle at the last second there and taps that one for foul. More of a get out of the way pitch, that one.
You mentioned about Oh, line drive from Gerard to the right side. We'll start Mount Albert Ramblers here in the fourth.
Well, there, if we see that again, that's just that rising pitch on the outside of the plate. And we talked about the Mount Albert Ramblers batters just making sure that Potts doesn't boss the zone. Well, that's an example of it right there. A nice execution from Lewis Gerard.
Time called here by the catcher, Watts. You want to just make sure as we see.
Just see yourself short, Josh.
I got to say, Gaz, Mark Porter's the home plate umpire, one of my favourites in the country. He's always good for a laugh. He'll go out there. Of course, he's saying, come on, boys, when you're ready, let's come back and play. But he might want to share a joke at the same time too.
Yes, no, he does love being out there. He shares the joke, but you know, importantly to that, he communicates with the players and leaves them in no doubt where they should be.
First pitch through the 5-6 hole goes Reese Evans. Coast to coast goes the designated runner. That is Blake Wardrobe. Oh, he's out. Sliding off the base. He is out, Gaz.
Well, he went around like a missile. He didn't even hesitate at two and slid in there. You see it. And lays the tag as he gives himself up by trying to get the other hand on the base.
That's a dead giveaway when you try and bring another hand to touch the base, isn't it? Oh, let go of it. Darn it. Wardrobe trying to extend his run around the bases. Will be the first out, but they will allow at the same time for the batter to go all the way to second base on the plate. Brings up the bat here now. Bradley Bennett. First pitch, third base, Potts checks, throws. Can they double him up? Not in time. Didn't quite check him enough.
No, there you see Jaden Potts just guilty of getting the ball away too early before he'd made sure the runner had committed to going back to two, and that's what you need to do.
Max early now. Strikeout victim back in the second innings. Now with an opportunity to convert the second run here for Ramblers. And the fourth. First pitch down low.
Seeing a lot of pressure being applied on PCU Devils now with the base running. And that's what having bodies in motion allows the coaching staff, just to apply that pressure to the opposition.
Rise ball. Plenty of purchase from Liam Potts.
Yeah, and that's a pitch that he's lived on now. If it's in the zone there, you've seen the Ramblers have gone hard at it and have hit it. So just starting to climb a little bit higher and trying to keep it out of the batter's way. But, of course, that allows them to keep the bat back on the shoulder.
In on the hands will go foul out of play. Had a chance to catch up with the pitching coach for New Zealand, Chubb Tongaroa, in attendance all week. Asked him of his thoughts of Liam Potts. Starting pitcher here for PCU. Comes through the zone, levels the count 2-2. He said he likes Liam. He likes him for a big reason. He's a sponge. He takes the information in, the instruction he's been given, then he goes away and works on the craft. An incredibly hard worker. He'll go to the gym before work. He'll go to the gym after work and also train his pitching.
Well, that's what you want from our pitchers.
Ground ball the other way, off the shoulder of the second baseman, Kumaroa. And just like that, in the blink of an eye, Ramblers now lead 2-0.
Well, there we go. Kumaroa got what is an unusually bad bounce, given that we've got an artificial turf out there. Must have just got it spun, or maybe it hit the seam. But you don't often see them hop like that out on the artificial turf.
So we're 2 away here. Earlier will be replaced by Bennett at first base running. So the catcher can put his pads on and allow the opportunity for Maddox Rice now. Rice goes at the first pitch. These young Ramblers hitters are not afraid to chance their arm, are they?
Well, I think it's a tactic, Chop. They're attacking that rising pitch. It's a pitch that young Potts has lived on and got plenty of strikeouts in this series. And, of course, Ramblers have seen a lot of his pitching now, and they're beginning to see the ball a little bit better.
PCU Devils beat Mount Albert Ramblers in the first semi-final last night. This one comes down the tram line. That game last night, Gaz, of course, 2-1 PCU Devils beat Mount Albert Ramblers. However, they never got to see Nick Hayes.
Well, that's right. Nick didn't pitch that one. Floyd Nola was the starter in that one, and it was finished off by Daniel Chapman. So Nick, who's been an absolute lion for his team, doing the pitching now in this one against PCU Devils.
Rears back to make the last out here of Rice, but it's not before Max Early gets the job done, and he'll bring in the second run here for Mount Albert Ramblers. They lead the grand final 2-0.
The decisions we make matter. The cloth you put on your back, that comes from somewhere. Ours is Ecotech, and it comes from here. One of these equals 38 of these, not in landfill. High performance fabric worthy of what you stand for.
Well, the grand final edition of the 2024 Open Men's Clubs National Championships been good, been real good. Led off first pitch, home run for Brock Evans. Boy, oh boy, that kid did not muck around there. Max Early has just added to their lead here. 2-0 as we head to the bottom of the fourth innings. It'll be Curtis Dove, Bailey Hamilton and Ruben Elkins. 1, 2, 3 here from the Devils. Ground ball straight to Brock Evans for the first out.
Oh, sorry, Brock Evans makes the out there on them with Curtis Dove up to bat.
Nick Hayes, we mentioned, kept in the closet in last night's semi-final. Now fully exposed to PCU.
Dead ball.
And that one just clips off the batter Bailey Hamilton, and not only him, but also the home plate umpire Mark Porteous. I don't mean to laugh, Porty. No, I do.
2 with 1 go there, but the upshot of it is, of course, is Bailey Hamilton gets a free base.
Ruben Elkins now, he's been outstanding. A hit already in the grand final, the designated player.
Normally the cream rises to the top. In the tournament so far, he's got a batting average of 208 and an on-base percentage of 240. But all of that doesn't mean anything if you come in and light up in a grand final.
Rise ball outside, trying to flail it over the fence. And to the track is Bradley Bennett to make the out.
There's a fine job by Bradley Bennett out there. He got in position early, saw the ball in front of him, kept it above the eyes, made the catch, and more importantly, got it back in the air fast, so there's no thought of a stolen base.
Okay, cool.
Just a little conversation there with home plate umpire Porteous with the pitcher Hayes around the ball, making sure that it's still suitable to use. Josh Harborough now. Rise ball up tops, the first delivery to him. Because Mount Albert Ramblers come out of the first 2 days of play here of the national competition, and Group A undefeated, beat Papanui, and that one 5 runs to 4, 7-0 over Hutt City United and also Hunt Valley Maris. We look at the flip side for the Devils. They were out of Group B. They were also undefeated, 5-0 over PK, 2-1 over the Waitakere Bears, who were good this year, and 4-3 over a very strong Auckland United side.
Yeah, well, Auckland United were the unlucky team out of the top 4, called draw, of course.
Hard hit ball from Harborough through the 5-6 hole, and they'll go station to station. Only the second hit surrendered, or third really, because it was a lead-off a bunt. So we see a replay on that action. So 3 hits on the day here for PCU so far.
Well, we were talking about it off camera, but Bailey Hamilton, for a big guy, he can really get around the bases. He's had 3 stolen bases in the tournament so far. So for a guy to come out of the cleanup and do that for his team as well.
The first pitch delivered to Drew Delator is outside. Well, after day 2 of competition, they move into what's called the top 8 here at the National Championship. And Mount Albert Ramblers went into Group A of the top 8, and they took on Hutt City United, took care of them 7-0. Then Hutt Valley Maris 7-0. And of course, as we mentioned, that game against Papa Nui, a barn burner, 11 innings, where they win that one in the depth on a hit to win it from Brock Evans, driving it to the outfield. So they go through their group of the top 8 undefeated. The flip side for the Devils, they look good too. 5-0 over PK, 2-1 over Waitakere Bears. A swing and a miss on the outside edge. And of course, they got to take on Auckland United as well in the afternoon. They took care of that one 4-3. So tough top 8 sections for both teams.
Yeah, particularly tough for Christchurch United, probably Auckland United and Papa Nui. It was the teams who had to play half and half a game last night, wasn't it? They started on Diamond 2, it got too dark. They had to come over and finish on Diamond 1 under the lights.
Full count now on Delator, 2 away. 2 ducks on the pond for PCU. Outside, and he doesn't go with it. It'll load the bases here in the bottom of the 4th.
Well, there we go. This is an opportunity now, a big opportunity it is for Parkland's Christchurch United Devils to impact the score sheet, and that prompts a conference in the middle of the diamond from the Ramblers players.
If I rewind to day 1 of the national competition, Northcote taking on the PCU Devils. A 0-0 at the end of 7 innings. The top of the 8th, Northcote score 1. And the bottom of the 8th, first pitch, and you got it, indeed. As this one goes foul. Cameron Watts hits a 2-run home run to walk it off and set the tone for the PCU Devils this week. He started with it this week. Can he continue here in the grand final?
Yeah, well, what a stage to do it on with all the crowd here watching. Cameron Watts, a Black Sox catcher, of course, but he's also a fine hitter, and he's got loaded bags. What better stage to do it on?
Hard hit ball from Watts. It's good too. 1 bounce past the outfielder. 1 will score, 2 will score. Here comes 3. He's done it again. The catcher from PCU. Just like that, in the blink of an eye, he flips the script. They lead 3-2.
Absolutely astonishing play by Cameron Watts as he sees the pitch come in through the zone. Hammers it straight up the middle. As you see on the replays there, it makes its way all the way to the fence. And it is Ramblers who have to watch 3 runners cross home plate for Parkland's Christchurch United Devils.
Temporary runner. Temporary runner.
Of course, the temporary runner for the catcher, Watts. So it means Delator will run for him. And just time called here as JK will make sure that he's got the right way he wants it done. But in saying that, I tell you what, Cameron Watts, it's way too early to call an MVP of a grand final, but if that's the difference, you might as well get the engraver out now.
If that is the defining act of the game, then there's no other name that goes on it. Long way to go, of course, in this ball game.
Nice ball outside from Liam Potts. Not in agreement in the case. Score change here, bottom of the 4th innings. PCU not done with a runner in scoring position. Gets this one. Composure needed.
Nick Hayes just been hit for a double with 3 RBIs scored. Still got the same attitude and look on his face. His absolute poker face out there.
Got to execute, got to deliver. So he pitches that drop ball well on the inside edge. 1-2 now the count. Young Jaden Potts, strikeout victim back in the 3rd innings. Crowd now getting rowdy. Check swing. Just to get rid of that one from Potts to try and find a better pitch to hit.
Well, one of the things that's obviously strong in the PCU Devils lineup is a bit of self-belief. It's not lacking in any of these players. They are certainly not overawed by this occasion.
You can see Delator's second base trying to will his third baseman batting here to get her done. Get her done here in the bottom of the fourth innings. Hayes delivers, ground ball. Evans is there, the third baseman, to make the third out, but not before a very big bottom of the fourth innings, guys.
That is a huge innings for Christchurch Park United. They've managed to impact the scoreboard. They're ahead now by 3-2. And as you say, the defining play there by Cameron Watts to launch one into the centre field fence.
MVP, if it ends this way, Cameron Watts gets it done. Bottom of the fourth. They lead 3-2, PCU. Man cometh the hour. Cameron Watts strikes big in the bottom of the fourth innings for Parkland's Christchurch United. PCU Devils, they lead the grand final here. 3-2 in the top of the fifth innings now. Mount Albert Ramblers, they'll look to reply. They'll look to do that through Oscar Clark, then top of the order, Brock Evans and Nathan Nuku.
Clark's been absolutely amazing for them, and once again in this game as well, he struck out back in the second innings. So we'll get to see how he will go right now. But if we thought that Christchurch United were going to come into this game with maybe, can we win it, a little bit of self-belief, well, we've just seen that answer. They definitely believe that they can be national champions.
This one pops up and just drifts out of play here, and an opportunity to thank you. Yes, you, the viewers. Thank you for tuning into these live images here from Hutt at the National Open Club Men's Championship. We always appreciate your viewership from within New Zealand, Aotearoa here, but also Te Ao, the world. Our friends from Canada, Mexico, Australia, Europe. They tune in from everywhere these days. We appreciate your viewership. And we hope you're enjoying this edition of the Softball New Zealand Men's Open Club National Championship.
Well, I certainly am, Chopper. I'm loving every minute of it.
Inside pitch that just gets away. And Clark will be rewarded with a hitter's count.
Obviously, Ramblers always come in with the winner's belief, because winners have always been grinners for them. But we have seen them in a couple of games now being really tested under pressure, and none more so than here in the grand final with that shot from Cameron Watts. Absolutely stunning.
Absolutely stunning indeed. Liam Potts bears down to pick up that strike to load the count now. The older brother of Jaden, the third baseman. 3-2. Ground ball, pitch is there. He'll underarm it over in time.
Liam Potts just riding his all-round abilities there. You might call him a fielding pitcher. Well, he does everything very well.
Let's have a bit of fun, guys. What do you reckon? Got an idea. All our viewers out there, there's currently just shy of 400 live viewers online through just one of our mediums. I'm sure that's probably more through all the other mediums. Going on out in about 3 different YouTube channels, about 10 or so different Facebook pages, of course, Softball New Zealand. I'll tell you, you can do us a favour. Down the bottom of your screen, or your phone, or your computer, there's that share button. Let's hit that share button and see what we can get that viewership number up to. While you're doing it, send us a message, let us know where you're watching from.
Sounds like a bit of fun. Love to know where everybody's watching from now. Obviously, we've got quite a few international players scattered throughout this tournament, and it's been such a pleasure to see them operating.
And Brock Evans goes down on strike, so Liam Potts settled things down with Evans, the home run in the first innings, ground out to second base in the third innings, and now strikeout in the fifth.
Well, we've already talked about in previous games one run not being much of a difference, but as we get closer to the end of a ball game, that one run starts becoming a bigger and bigger hurdle.
Starts to squeeze
It
a
does,
little.
the
Starts
pressure.
to squeeze a little. I tell you what, Curtis Dove hopes it's squeezing on Nathan Nukunuku in the batter's box here now. No orange juice on that squeeze outside. 2 balls now, hitters count for Nukunuku.
This is where Nathan Nukunuki lives here. He gets to boss that area now when he's ahead of the count.
Change down has been good from Potts against Nukunuku. Will he go back to it? Oh, how about a change up? Something a little different from young Potts.
Well, he pulled the strings on that one, but it also curved by about a foot towards the outside edge of the plate.
Wow, thank you for sharing, ladies and gentlemen. Those viewership numbers are spiking over 400 already. Ground ball straight to Harborough at first base, and that'll get her done. So 3 up, 3 down here in the top of the 5th innings as we're marching through the grand final. PCU Devils looking to create history again. 3-2, they lead the grand final.
Try a trade. Try welding, plumbing, carpentry. Try automated trade skills, material fabrication, electrical. Try painting. Try tiling. Try a trade. Starting this month, a 7-week program in partnership with Weldtech and Whitireia. Uncover your passion for a future career. Open to all ages. Register your interest today.
Well, I tell you what, if you're not hungry, you should be, because it's grand final time here at Fraser Ballpark of the 2024. Gaz, how do we get one of those sandwiches?
I don't know. Have you got any runners?
Yeah, we've got to find a runner, I think, to get us one of those sandwiches. Of course, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Continued coverage here, bottom of the 5th innings in the grand final. PCU Devils out of Christchurch batting with their black tops against Mount Albert Ramblers from Auckland.
And of course, if anyone knows me and or Chopper, we do look like we have like a sandwich or two.
I know, the kale salad just doesn't cut it anymore. Indeed. Hope you're enjoying it. JK's enjoying it. The kid coach of PCU, they're leading 3-2 here in the bottom of the 5th innings. Hapene Kumaro, his son, playing second base today. He leads off in the innings. Then top of the shop, Liam Lum and Curtis Dove. 1, 2, and 3. Outside pitch.
Looks like for the first time we're seeing another pitch warming up for Mount Albert Ramblers over there, the big number 10, throwing his arm over.
Big number 10 being Daniel Chapman. That's been the big story here at the Club Nationals. Came on and threw an innings at the Intercity a weekend ago. Now throwing a couple of innings here at the Club Nationals. Don't be mistaken, the game is Nick Hayes. If needed, they'll use Chapman. Throwing around about 85%, I would say, at the moment.
Really, you think about the 3 runs that PCU have scored, that's one swing of the bat. In every other respect, Nick Hayes, absolutely fabulous job out there.
Fantastic indeed. There's Leon Lum here, the table setter. A walk in the first innings. Strikeout victim in the 3rd. Now in the 5th here against Hayes for the 3rd time. You can really see the velocity of Hayes' pitch from that side angle, can't you?
Yeah. No, he throws hard. And when I say he throws hard, he's world-class pace. He's right up there with the best of them.
Just want to thank our viewers for your comments in the feed here on Ballpark Broadcasting NZ. Always appreciate you. As a strike goes down, can't catch up dip from Lum, and he will go down as the second out. Curtis Dove now. He initiated that amazing play in the bottom of the first innings, if you remember. The D163.
Yes, of course.
I'm still calling it that.
The tip off the glove.
Yeah, line drive off the glove of Hayes into the hands of the shortstop, Cole Evans, over to one to double off the runner at first base.
Is that an error on that case?
That's why we're commentators, not scorers, kids. Brock Evans, the second baseman, led off this ball game with a home run. As we see, ground ball, bare hand, and the throw is good. How good from East Evans.
Absolutely amazing athletic bit of play there as we see the replay. He bare hands it just inside the field of play and launches it across the diamond to Lewis Gerard for the out.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Could that turn the tide of time? I don't know. Pull the mat back. We'll find out when we come back in the top of the sixth innings. So the pitching plate has been moved back on Sorensen Field here, about 100 millimetres or so. It moves forward ever so slightly as the pitchers pitch through the game. And we're up to the top of the sixth innings. Real tight one battle in the grand final. 3 runs to 2, PCU leading. But Mount Albert Ramblers are trying to get back into the lead in this game. And it'll be Nick Hayes. It'll be Cole Evans that will lead off here. You see it's on the pink mark?
Yeah.
Fair enough. Use pink. Why not? Lewis Gerard will hit 2. Reese Evans will hit 3 here for Ramblers.
Oh, we haven't seen Cole Evans come into bat since the third innings. It's been a progression of outs for Parklands Christchurch United as they keep the Ramblers batters quiet.
Cole Evans, successful his first at bat with a hit to left field through the 5-6 hole. Third at bat, grounded out to third base. That was back in the third innings, as you mentioned. Now,
in the earlier game this morning, he launched into it with a triple in his first at bat and a double in the second.
very dangerous in the semi-final this morning. Mount Albert Ramblers just too good for Papanui.
Yeah, I talked about it earlier on, and the whole attitude around the team this morning when they arrived was a little bit different from last night. They'd obviously talked about it, game faces all around.
Time called here.
Okay, you're right. You haven't got a plate to catch, have you?
Settle back in. Home plate umpire Porteous is ready to go. 3-1 count here for the shortstop from Mount Albert Ramblers.
No, ball four.
And down and inside, as you heard, no, ball four.
Excellent job by Blackside captain Cole Evans to pick the walk and get them going in this one. Him on base with none down. Definitely pressure time for Christchurch United.
Lewis Gerard comes up the bat, watching the signals from Nathan Nukunuku. Just want to thank some of our viewers. Of course, Michelle McPherson, the auntie of Liam and Jaden Potts, playing for PCU, all the way from Pukekohe, Auckland South. This one gets away from the glove, and Evans will travel down to 2.
Bonus base for Ramblers in this one with the pass ball. Seeing Cole Evans move to 2. Lewis Gerard now probably be looking at the go button.
Of course, lots of friends up and down the country sending us messages here. Plenty from British Columbia and Canada. This one down the line, good followers of softball in Canada, obviously, and then a few of their young athletes playing here at the Club Nationals will bring them in as well. One here from Kalgoorlie, Dean Curry. Send us some of that gold, would you, Dean? Yeah. Would you mind just shipping us over, Gaz and I, a little ounce or two of gold?
Ounce or two, that'll do.
What's an ounce of gold worth these days, Gaz?
Probably more than I earn in a year.
Back to the action here. 1-1 on Gerard. Off the hands of Potts. Kumaroa tries to save it, can't get there in time. Gerard with the Superman into first base.
Brilliant job there done by Gerard in this one, but equally so by young Kumaroa as we see the replay. A cool head there. If he'd let that go, there's the chance of the error and therefore a run scoring. So he just brings it back into the middle of the diamond.
Lewis Gerard, a.k.a. Clark Kent, with the head first in the first base there. When the crew was saying that he was my twin brother, I guess they weren't talking about the dive, Gaz, at all.
Well, I was going to say A.K.A. Clark Kent. It sounds a little bit better than A.K.A. Little Chopper, but you guys do have some remarkable similarities.
With the Superman into first base, Gerard, I'll bring out the designated run-up wardrobe. So runners in the corners here, no outs. Top of the sixth innings, trailing by one. Reese Evans will step in to go to work. Hard hit ball, is it deep enough? Delator will take it on the back foot, and it will be deep enough as Cole Evans will come in to tie the ball game in the top of the sixth. 3-3.
Brilliant job done by Reese Evans. All he really needed was that sacrifice fly. They desperately needed that run. You get that run, you get back on level pegging, the options open up for them now towards the end of this ball game to force an issue, or force the issue.
One out with a runner on one.
Reese Evans, such a professional at bat there in a clutch time. We'll get the scoreboard corrected for you. It's 3-3 at this point. 3-3 is the score between Mount Albert Ramblers and PCU Devils here in the top of the sixth innings. And up to bat now, Bradley Bennett lined out to third base on a catch back in the second innings, and then in the fourth, grounded to third base. So trying to find a different hole.
You look at it out there now, and you're with the youth that PCU have in the infield. You've got young man on the mound, young man at second base, young man at third base. It could literally come down to youth versus experience.
Youth versus experience, indeed.
None down.
Big moment in the ball game here, that's for sure. This one fouls back.
One down. Of course, we had the sacrifice fly.
Bennett looking to get her done on the Ramblers side. Hard hit ball from Bennett, but it'll pull foul down the line.
Being this close to the seventh innings, we are now seeing the white-hot pressure coming on these shoulders of the PCU Devils, who are enjoying a one-run lead.
Gaz. Change of pace. Boy, oh boy, that broke my back as well. What a pitch. What a pitch from young Liam Potts. 2 away now. Gaz got an answer for you here in regards to that gold price, mate. 3,000 Australian dollars an ounce.
I was right. It is worth more than what I make in a year.
Hard case indeed. Hard hit ball to Dove. And the throw over is in time to get it done here. but it's not before Mount Albert Ramblers. They are steady, they are poised. Reese Evans ties it up, 3 apiece as we go to the bottom of the 6 in the grand final of the 2024 Softball New Zealand Open Men's National Club Championships. Back soon.
From the humble beginnings of a Wellington garage and with a good helping of Kiwi Can Do, Resine have been proudly colouring New Zealand since 1946. Environmentally approved quality paints, colours and expert advice, all available at your local Resine colour shop. Our friendly team are here to help you get the best results for your project, with creative colours and innovative paint all made right here in New Zealand. You can rely on Resine to get the job done.
Oh, welcome back. And you know why they call it the Hutt Valley? 2 mountain ranges running up from the harbour here in Wellington. And that nestles where Fraser Ballpark is right in the middle. Their hosting association is the Hutt Valley Softball Association. I'm Jason Gerbes, aka Chopper. Gary Rohihi joining me in the booth in this one for Ballpark Broadcasting NZ and Atiawa Toa FM. Of course, a presentation of Softball New Zealand's National Championship. Thank you so much for joining us in. Bottom of the 6 innings, PCU just surrendered the tying run to Ramblers in the top of the 6 innings. No one told Bailey Hamilton that he leads off with a hit.
Well, he's been one of the senior hitters for their team, but also he's been one of the on-form hitters for the whole tournament. Just quietly gone about his business. I'm sure if you mentioned all the top batters that are here, there'd be many names you'd mention ahead of his, but he's outperforming most of them.
And we see a clap here of applause. It's going to be a pitching change in the grand final. This pitching change brought to you by Ballpark Broadcasting, locked up 3 apiece in the bottom of the 6 innings.
Try a trade. Try welding, plumbing, carpentry. Try automated trade skills, material fabrication, electrical. Try painting, try tiling. Try a trade. Starting this month, a 7-week program in partnership with Welltech and Whitireia. Uncover your passion for a future career. Open to all ages. Register your interest today.
Control the broadcast because it's flying off the hook, and it's all because of all of you sharing the broadcast today. Thank you so much. Hitting around about 500 live viewers at times so far in the grand final. Mount Albert Ramblers tied up in the top of the 6 innings off the bat of Reese Evans. Now here on the bottom of the 6th with it all on the line, Ruben Elkins, the star from the NSC at Canterbury, comes up to bat, and he'll have to face the recovering star from the Black Sox, that is Daniel Chapman.
Well, we've seen him sparingly in this tournament. He'd only done 4 games for 30 batters, so they brought him in at the ends of the innings. He'd only pitched 9 innings, but an earned run average of 0.78 would suggest that for Daniel Chapman's recovery, all on target.
Bailey Hamilton looking to pump those New Balance sneakers at first base. Turn the jets on. Elkins can make good contact. 2-1 now. Outside pitch is good, levels the count.
Nothing wrong with that velocity, but I'd say he's still not operating at 100%. So we certainly know that that probably goes up by a few Ks an hour at 100%.
Drop ball with a bit of purchase and a bit of pace gets Elkins right here for the first out of the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, interesting after I just said that, because that pitch was about 10k faster than the one that was prior to it, and it was on exactly the same line.
Josh Harbrough now, veteran slugger for New Zealand. Goes at the first pitch, can't get it.
There's that pitch that just cuts the inside of the plate there. It dipped below the swinging plate bat of Josh Harbrough.
PCU can scratch a run here in the bottom of the 6th innings. Prize ball away, levels at 1-1. Of course, then they'll hand it over to Liam Potts to get the 3 outs to win a national championship. This one pops up. Third baseman Reese Evans underneath it. 2 away now.
Nice work by Reese Evans. That seemed to take forever to come down. There you see it on the replay. Harbrough pops it straight up in the air. Reese Evans knows exactly what he has to do. Takes the catch nicely.
Well, Gaz, big moments happening all over the country. Autotahi Christchurch, the PCU Angels, their women's premier team, taking on Waitakere Bears. They're in the top of the 7th innings, leading by 1 run, 4 runs to 3, 1 out. 2 outs needed to win their national title down there.
Oh, good luck to the PCU Angels over the Bears.
Bears do have a runner in scoring position.
What would be a home win for them down there at Smoke-Free Ballpark in Christchurch.
Looking to create history again, 23 years after they did it in 2001. Atiawa Toa swipes this one like trying to get a nasty fly off your elbow.
Except that fly was doing about 125k an hour past his elbow.
Big swing on the outside edge. Hayes says, not on my watch. They'll leave it tied as we'll go to the top of the 7th innings. Dare I say it, extras? We'll find out. There's another innings to go first. Calm down, Chopper. Just calm down a little. That's a good one. The grand final here at Fraser Ballpark. Ramblers, PCU Devils, 3 runs apiece.
Try a trade. Try welding, plumbing, carpentry. Try automated trade skills, material fabrication, electrical. Try painting, try tiling. Try a trade. Starting this month, a 7-week program in partnership with Welltech and Whitireia. Uncover your passion for a future career. Open to all ages. Register your interest today.
Shaking, rattling and rolling. Liam Potts, the star left-handed pitcher from PCU, has been brilliant today. Only giving up the 3 runs against defending champions Mount Albert Ramblers. Jason Gerbes, AK Chopper, Gary Rauhihi with us in the commentary booth from Ballpark Broadcasting NZ. Gaz, this one's had a bit of everything.
It sure has. The action all the way through. It was one swing of the bat for PCU Devils to take them ahead, but steady as she goes for Mount Albert Ramblers. They've scored 1 run in each of 3 separate innings. So 3 all it is, and it's exactly what you want from a grand final. It's going right down to the wire.
Down to the wire, indeed. This one skies off and out of play from Maddox Rice, leading off here in the 7th innings. He'll be followed by Oscar Clark, the right fielder. And top of the shop, Brock Evans, a home run from the 1st innings at second base.
You think back, and is Mount Albert Ramblers about to make Hutt City PCU Devils from Christchurch rue a couple of fielding errors.
Tough hit balls, hard to make those plays. The sweat, the tension, the squeeze. Liam Potts, though, he's looked real steady. Up the middle. Up the middle. Maddox Rice leads off the 7th with a solid single.
Well, we talked about the quality of Maddox Rice and that he had right to improve the average that he's got. Well, if that one hit defines his season and his tournament and it leads to a run, I think he'll be a contented man.
He will indeed.
The right fielder, Oscar Clark, goes no out, runner on low.
Designated runner, as you saw, come on. Blake Wardrobe at first base as Oscar Clark settles in. Tries the running bunt to get him over. Oscar Clark has risen to great heights this year already. We saw his exploits in the NFC with the shimmy, shimmy, shake, shake footwork. And then, of course, his big 3-run double to basically give Auckland the national title in the NFC. Can he contribute here in the grand final as well? That one goes foul.
2 strikes on him now. We know exactly what he's capable of. He launched one out of the park here in the previous game. He's been asked to bunt by his coach in this at-bat. With 2 strikes on him, that's taken out of the equation.
Ground ball pulled to the left side in the women's grand final. PCU still ahead. 4 runs to 3 over Waitakere Bears. 1 out required for their national title now in the top of the 7th. Of course, you can catch that action on Ballpark Broadcasting NZ Facebook and YouTube channel, as well as Softball New Zealand. Drop ball inside, and Clark is patient. Very patient as he allows that one to come off the knee. Safety down to first base. 2 runners on now. No out, Gaz.
Yeah, let's advance this game and call it the 8th innings, because this is now a tiebreaker situation for Ramblers, and tactically that changes things. They're not looking to accumulate a run, they're just looking to convert 1 run.
Just looking to convert 1 run. Top of the order, home run. First innings, Brock Evans. Can he do it again? First pitch is outside. No outs here. Textbook for a sacrifice bunt here, Gaz.
Sacrifice bunt, mate, anything out on the grass will score the run, but even a pop fly, anything to get that runner across the 3.
PCU have the right of return on the bottom of the 7th. Whatever Mount Albert Ramblers do here on the top. Rise ball. You see a bit of communication between Potts and Watts behind the dish.
Something we haven't had to see other than the odd conference in the middle. But a pause like that is just underlines the pressure that both of those men are undergoing.
Big pitch. Talked about Mount Albert Ramblers not swinging anything outside the zone. Brock Evans is taking that to the nth degree here in the top of the 7th innings.
Well, I know what I would have done with that pitch, and I'd probably be making my way back to the dugout. But Brock Evans showed some great discipline not to swing at it.
Great discipline indeed. Waitakere Bears have loaded the bases. Still 1 out needed. On top of the 7th innings. PCU Angels leading by 1. That one going down to the wire too, Gaz.
I just see their extremely experienced man, Stephen Ratu, coming out to have a talk to his young chargers in the women's game.
See Devin Carr there stepping in the third base coach's box, basically just standing there.
Yeah.
You can see him. He's nervous. Hard hit ball from Evans. Looking for the lead run. He comes. He will score. Brock Evans does it yesterday against Papanui to grab the lead in the death. Does it here at the top of the 7th as well. 4-3. Ramblers, PCU.
There we go, in the white-hot atmosphere of a grand final. It is PCU that blink in the 7th innings, and that's cost them a run. A fine hit out to right field by Brock Evans off a rising to pitch from the young tiger out there, Liam Potts.
Brock Evans elevated to the lead-off spot on day 5 of the National Championship. Do you think he got it right? Do you think Nathan Nukunuku got it right?
Well, you know, you talk about decisions coaches have to make. And I'm sure he deliberated probably with himself because he makes all the decisions out there. Long and hard about whether or not he was going to make a change to the top of that order because Oscar Clark was doing nothing wrong for them at the top of the order.
I tell you what, Nathan Nukunuku is about the future. Always has been about building his team. Nathan Nukunuku is due up to bat now. And the biggest moment of the match, really, they've grabbed the lead. This could ensure it. What does he do? He subs himself out, brings in Floyd Nola to bat now.
Well, we know about the qualities of Floyd Nola as a player, as a pitcher, but also as a batter. He has been in the lineup as a batter many times without having to pitch. So 8 games for 13 at-bats. He's batting .231, which is more than handy for this part of the tournament. And
Nathan Nukunuku, very clever, knowing to bring the right person at the right time with that last pitch. 2 runners in scoring position now. Change up is good on
Floyd
Nola.
Nola with no RBIs. Interesting.
So Nola looking to get his first 2 RBIs of the tournament. And to be fair, Gaz, it'll be the most important 2 RBIs of anyone at the tournament, leading by 1 run here in the top of the 7th.
Who would want to shoulder the pressure that the young man out in the middle there is under right now?
They'll check that swing. Lance Brown at first base is no.
Floyd Nola might want to go and buy a lotto ticket on that one, but he got the benefit of the doubt.
Big moment, no outs. Top 7, already grabbed 1 run, Ramblers. Can they get 2 more? Drop ball punched, foul to the left side.
We're still seeing these guys continuing to not let Liam Potts live in the middle of the zone. They're forcing him to go to the edges, and it's paying dividends for him.
PCU Angels made a pitching change. Stephanie Faircoff in, trying to close the door. Loaded bases, leading by 1, top of 7, 2 down in Christchurch. Back to the action here. Drop ball's good, and Nola fights it off.
Doing a good job out there, Floyd Nola, seeing a lot of the pitches. Once again, forcing Potts to go deep into a count. And once again, it's forcing a conference out there in the middle.
Brock Evans, standing at second base for Mount Albert Ramblers, has been inspirational today. A home run in the first innings, drives in the go-ahead run here in the top of the 7th.
Well, there we go, with Brock Evans hitting that home run and driving in the go-ahead run. If that's where it ends up, has he become the MVP?
Makes a good case, that's for sure. Riseball up top. That'll level the count now against the pinch hitting Floyd Nola.
2-2.
Signal received now. Here comes Potts. Change of pace. Hustle. And the catcher, Watts, takes it securely for the first out.
Wow, hard to believe after all this time in the top of the 7th innings that that's only the first out. A lot of action's gone by since this inning started.
Single to centre by Maddox Rice, led off the 7th innings. A hit pitch to Oscar Clark. The strikeout, then the drive to right field by Brock Evans brings in the run, and we just saw the pop-up to the catcher. Lewis Gerard now.
Cole Evans, the captain, put out there on first base.
Intentional walk. To be fair, with the base open, you'd do that anyway for any hitter.
Yeah.
But in this case, Cole Evans, he's been dangerous today, very dangerous. He gets the free pass. So loaded bases situation for Lewis Gerard now.
That was a no-brainer for for Coach JK. On this case, you had to load up the bases. It brings into play the force on any base. Still only 1 down.
Ground ball goes foul, and they've done it, Gaz. They've done it. Stephanie Faircoff with a change up in the dirt wins it for PCU Angels over the Waitakere Bears, 4-3. So one part of the history equation has been done. PCU win the Women's Softball New Zealand Open Club National Championship. Slow grounder, tough play. And Harbro, no chance he can get it to home plate in time, and they will grab another insurance run. But Ramblers lead 5 runs to 3 with 2 outs.
Yeah, there's just one of those plays that was unfortunate for PCU, but there was no way they could prevent that run scoring. Nice job by Lewis Gerard. Sacrifices himself in this one for another run.
Mount Albert Ramblers trailing 3 runs to 2 going into the top of the 6th innings. 1 run there to tie it up. 2 now in the top of the 7th to give them the lead. Change of pace down 2 away here as Reese Evans steps in to go to work.
Well, we've talked about him many times throughout here, and Reese Evans comes in to bat, doing a great job for his team. And he's number 2 in the stats for the Auckland team behind captain Cole Evans. But RBIs in the tournament for Reese Evans is 8.
9 now with that RBI in the 6th innings from Evans' sacrifice fly to right field. We go with a single through shortstop. That was back in the 4th. Good grand final here from Reese Evans. Hard hit ball. Towering shot.
This will be a difficult one.
Coming down underneath it, the centre fielder, Leon Lum, to squeeze the catch. But it's not before Mount Albert Ramblers, Gaz. They get the job done here in the top of the 7th.
Well, absolutely superb professional job done in that innings by Mount Albert Ramblers. They made their batters see a lot of the pitching. They got the job done by scoring 2 runs to now take the lead by 5-3 over PCU Devils.
Brock Evans continues his barrage on the grand final. Drives in a run to right field. Lewis Gerard, the little tapper, gives the insurance. 5-3, Mount Albert Ramblers. Bottom 7, 3 outs needed for a national title.
Your world, your colour, your choice. With Racine.
Well, the grand final's been simply outstanding today. One of the good ones here in 2024 for sure. Of course, Mount Albert Ramblers, they get off to a hot start. 1 run in the 1st and the 4th innings, earmarked by Brock Evans' first pitch home run. Well, Cameron Watts, as you see batting now, he answered in the bottom of the 4th innings for PCU with a double, clearing bases loaded. Gets the 3 RBIs in. PCU take the lead at the bottom of the 4th, 3 runs to 2. Fast forward to the 6th innings. It's Reese Evans that drives in the tying run. And then as you just saw, Brock Evans does it again. Gets the lead run as we see this ground ball to second base and out for the first out. Brock Evans gets the lead run for Mount Albert Ramblers. Lewis Gerard, the insurance run. They lead 5 runs to 3 here. 1 away in the bottom of the 7th inning, Gaz.
Yeah, well, it just 1 away now, and with 2 batters to go now, the dice is being rolled. Jaden Potts up to bat here for PCU in this one.
First pitch to the third baseman is up and away. Jaden Potts, an outstanding young athlete, come through. Hasn't found the base today, but normally you find these young fellas will shine when it matters the most.
Needed for his team right here and right now, but he's up against what seems to be a rejuvenated Daniel Chapman, coming back from that long list of injuries that he's had, particularly with the back. So, interesting matchup right here.
JK, Jason Kumador looking on. It's a slow grounder. Here comes Evans. He makes that play look easy.
Well, there we go. Game faces now for Ramblers. They're all but the title now, and really is coming to the final stands of this ball game as we see Jaden Potts get thrown out there nicely by the Black Sox captain Cole Evans at first base.
So just like that, in the blink of an eye, with a 2-run lead here, Mount Albert Ramblers. It is PCU down to their last out, and first pitch is right down the pipeline to the second basin, Hapene Kumaroa.
Yeah, well, no better man out there than Daniel Chapman. Of course, he's seen this situation many times. He's about to have a go at Hapene Kumaroa for the tournament now.
Next pitch is a swing over the drop ball. Chapman's looks strong. He's retired them all in order since he's come in relief in the the bottom of the 6th innings. Of course, Nick Hayes started this one. This pitch is inside.
Nick Hayes absolutely immense throughout this tournament. Not going to go all the way, obviously, in this one, but what a luxury to have Daniel Chapman be able to walk out there and replace you.
1 strike away from a national title here for Ramblers. And it's through the top of the zone, and they've done it. They have done it. Mount Albert Ramblers will win the championship. It's historic. It's a 5-peat. 5 national championships in a row, 13 entitled. It's a dynasty from Mount Albert Ramblers. They win the grand final 5-3.
Oh, absolutely sensational, and they're absolutely celebrating out there. Amazing job done by Mount Albert Ramblers. Of course, unlike previous years where their true dominance, they were always able to come through the short direction. They had to come through the long way in this one after a loss to PCU yesterday. But by geez, they've come through in style and looked absolutely fantastic doing it.
Well, congratulations to both teams here. Gaz, your thoughts on this year's edition of the grand final?
Oh, it's been an absolutely sensational grand final. The 2 best teams in the tournament, 20 teams, let's not forget that. The cream has definitely risen to the top. PCU from Christchurch, got to give them commiserations. Sometimes they say you've got to lose one to win one. Well, they were gallant right through to the 7th innings. Absolutely amazing, and I'm sure with their youth, they'll be back strong next year. Ramblers, once again, just underlined their dominance in the last, well, we call it a decade in this country. And win as a grinner's chop, man. Look at them.
Grinning
Loving
indeed. Gaz, going to come back to the Ballpark Broadcasting player of the grand final. Of course, as we mentioned, it was Mount Albert Ramblers' first pitch of the ball game from Brock Evans. Receives it. He sends it straight back over the pitcher's head and the home run fest to get this one underway in the top of the first innings. Then marched forward to the 4th innings, and was Reese Evans that scores on the drive from Max Early to give them the lead 2-0. Flip the script though, go to the bottom of the 4th innings. PCU create some pressure, load the bases, and they hand it over to their Black Sox catcher Cameron Watts, and he doesn't disappoint, delivers a 3-run double and gives PCU the lead. 6th innings, Reese Evans, he's back at it again, drives in the tying run. And then the man of the moment, to be fair, Brock Evans in the top of the 7th innings, drives the go-ahead run. Lewis Gerard taps in the insurance, and that is the difference today. The Ballpark Broadcasting player of the match?
Well, I think you can't go past, in this instance, Brock Evans. There's a number of candidates. Young Liam Potts, absolutely sensational. Cameron Watts was also amazing for them. But I think simply because of an influence right from the word go in this ball game, Brock Evans.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. The starting second baseman from Mount Albert Ramblers drives in 2 runs. The big home run to start the game. It is Brock Evans. It is the Ballpark Broadcasting player of the grand final. Just want to thank you all. Don't go away anywhere. We are going to come back with a prize giving and a wrap-up of the whole tournament. It's been outstanding, though, Gaz.
It's been an absolutely outstanding tournament and a real privilege to be here and be able to see these pictures and bring everybody the broadcast here. Really love this tournament. It's a step up from the last few years, in my opinion.
Just want to make a special mention to our lovely scorers. Done a wonderful job. Thank you indeed. Back with the prize giving soon.
Try a trade. Try welding, plumbing, carpentry. Try automated trade skills, material fabrication, electrical. Try painting, try tiling. Try a trade. Starting this month, a 7-week program in partnership with Welltech and Whitireia. Uncover your passion for a future career. Open to all ages. Register your interest today.
100.9 and 94.9 Atiawa Toa. When the radio's on and the sound is hot, you just have to enjoy. There's no way to stop. That's where it sounds from the best every day of the week. Better than all the rest. We let the music
colour, your choice. With Lucine.
Rusty Bumgardner has done it all. But this year, Rusty reaches a whole new level of softball success. He's going to Beijing.
Rusty. Rusty. Rusty, have you seen my glove?
As the equipment manager. Good luck, Rusty.
I can't promise you that things will always go the way we want. But I can promise you one thing. That if we fight through the pain together, if we strive every day to make each other better, if we learn to communicate and never lose sight of that vision, then we will surprise people. So don't settle for being a good player. Don't settle for being a good team. Aspire to something great, knowing in your heart that this team is special. Look at the players around you and make that commitment to them right here, right now.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to continued coverage here, post-match game show here with Gary O'Hihi. I'm Jason Gerbes, a.k.a. Chopper. Gaza, the grand final we just witnessed, certainly outstanding. It lived up to its billing. PCU Devils put up a real good battle against Mount Albert Ramblers.
They sure did, and they really have been a formed team throughout the tournament. Their excellence in execution, they are a well-drilled team. They come in with tactics that are slightly different than all the other teams. They use the short game absolutely as well, if not better, than any of the other teams out there. And so congratulations to them for their tournament. Commiserations for not winning the final, but you know, Chop, sometimes they say you got to lose one to win one.
You got to lose one. I hate that saying.
I do too, mate. You want to win them all, don't you?
To be fair, Gaz, I think I played 20 years Premier softball and never won a national title in the club champs, so it's a tough one to win. 20 teams in participation at the tournament this year. Hutt Valley Dodgers, Hibiscus Coast, Kaiboy, PK Ramblers, we just saw, to name a few.
Well, with our coverage on Diamond 1, of course, there's a few teams we don't get to see. Unfortunately, on Diamond 1, they do play on Diamond 1, but we may not be covering them. But I didn't get to see Northcote. I would have liked to see them play. They probably came with a little bit more promise than what they ended up showing in the tournament. Hutt City United, that's an exciting team.
Aren't they?
Because they've got so much youth in that team, and they took it all the way into the top 8.
It is indeed. And Gaz, it looks like it might be time to go down to the presentation because it's our man. He's so cute. He's so lovable. It is Robbie Iso with the Master of Ceremonies.
Special and great final between two teams here. Let's give them a big round of applause. Mount Albert Ramblers, PCU Devils. I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome our special guest here, the President of New Zealand Softball, Hoani Lambert, our President of Hutt Valley Softball, Maureen Sorensen.
So we'll start off with, and I'd just like to say
before we do that, also to our volunteers, the umpires, scorers, ground crew, great ground crew, mate. Man, they're the best. All the teams and all the supporters. So we'll start off with the plate final, and that was held today between Albion of Christchurch and Totra Park of Hutt Valley. And the winners for the plate final, Totra Park. Could we have, and here he comes, and guess who it is? None other than Damien Collins. So, Totra Park, worthy winners of our plate final, who have come back and entered the Club Nationals for the first time, probably in about 10 to 12 years. 34 years. So, congratulations to Totra Park from Hutt Valley. So here we are, the winners of the trophy final now. The two finalists were Northcote from North Harbour, Roosters from North Harbour, and the winners of that are Northcote. Northcote are the winners of the trophy final. Championship final, the one that we all want to be crowned champions for. And these two clubs here, Mount Albert Ramblers from Auckland, PCU Devils from Canterbury. The runners up, the PCU Devils. Can a captain come up and collect the plaque? Congratulations, they played exciting softball right the way through this tournament, and they're a great team, PCU Devils. So we might just get Josh here to say a few words. Josh, hopefully our mic doesn't break up all the time. Thank you, Josh.
Hey, I just want to say thanks to the scorers and the ground crew and the umpires. Pretty much a little bit cliche, but without you guys, this tournament can't happen. Congratulations to Ramblers, guys. You guys have been here 1,000 times. You showed your class today. Us coming in such a young team, I hope we turn a lot of heads in softball today, coming in with such a good run and such a young team. But again, congratulations, guys. We learn a lot off this final, and these are the sort of club that our guys look up to. So thank you very much, and enjoy the win.
Well done. Seems to be me here. So now, for the champions for 2023-24, the National Softball Men's Final, and the winners are, who have retained the award from Auckland, Mount Albert Ramblers. And if we can come out here, guys, to get your winners' awards. Just while they're getting their medals here, I would ask Cole Evans to say a few words. Hopefully, mate.
Yeah, firstly, just thank you everyone that makes this film possible. As always, put on well done here. We really appreciate what you guys do for us, and also the broadcasting crew. But probably most importantly, to you guys. You guys put on a hell of a week. Had a lot of teams really tough. Knocked over a couple big clubs. and you guys are going to be around for a long time. So keep working hard. You're obviously putting a lot of work in, and just got a great mix of young talent and veteran players that are just really showing you guys how to play the game the right way. So congratulations to you guys on a fantastic week, and I'm sure we'll see you again in some big finals and big games in the future. So congrats, boys. Cheers.
Well done, mate. Congratulations. Now we end the individual awards for the top batter with a batting average of 650 from Porirua City United, Tawera Bishop. Hopefully. Champions from Porirua City. Bishop is the top batter for the National Club Champions with a batting average of 650 from Porirua City United. Team photo now for the National Club Champions 2024 Mount Albert Ramblers.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. It's a bow, it's wrapped, it's dressed in red or maroon, whatever you call that colour for Mount Albert Ramblers. Gaz, you've got to be happy for them. 13 national titles.
Oh, I'm happy for them. They've led the way all the way through in this one. Of course, they didn't have it all their own way, Chopper. They've led the way all the way through. They lost. They dropped that one to Christchurch United the previous day. They had to come via the long way. But they are always, every year, deserved champions.
It is indeed. And talking about deserved champions, I don't think there is a better champion crew than the Ballpark Broadcasting Atiawa Toa FM Softball New Zealand National Club's crew this week. Corey Bartley, he was fantastic. Of course, my friend here in colour commentary, Gary Rauhihi, Scotty Iso, Robbie with the ground announcing of the grand final and the MC, Stacey Taylor, he was simply outstanding. Joe Fraser, he was good. Oh. Then we kicked him to Auto Tahi Christchurch.
The party man himself.
Gary Fitzy, he was great on the camera this week. Craig Wally came in and did a game for us. Of course, just to name a few.
Hayden Smith, of course, came in and did a game with me. It was good to see him. Duncan Stokes. Eugene Gilbert, busiest man at the Diamond. Of course, he's running the tournament. Still finds time to come and spend time with us. Damien Collins, didn't see a lot of him, but that's because, ladies and gentlemen, he was playing.
Good on him, too.
Throughout the tournament. Rico Morris managed to come into the booth a little while. Stevie Deans, Wayne Small from the Black Sock management team. Mason Carey. And, of course, the Atiawa Toa FM crew. Adrian Royal, who managed to spend a couple of days here and help us before he winged down to Christchurch and get the job done down there. How good is that, man?
So good indeed. Of course, the crew from Atiawa Toa FM, it's a partnership between Ballpark Broadcasting NZ and Atiawa Toa FM. Can I just say, the reigning champions of the Hutt Valley Sports Awards media. That's what we are together. You mentioned Adrian Royal, fantastic to have him. Corey Sickle, he's the boss at Atiawa Toa FM. Eloise Hiroki, she was great. Te Ahure Tapini, love her. Eli Tapini, man, that guy, he knows everything when it comes to technical stuff, doesn't he?
There we go, and we thank the Atiawa Toa FM crew, of course.
Toby Warrington, Zenith Talasinga, and we can't forget Taneko Tapine. Rounds out our crew. 25 of us here at the National Championship. Gaz, we've done it. It's in the book.
Another grand final. Unbelievable, mate.
We thank you all. We're privileged to bring this one to you here from Fraser Ballpark. And of course, more action to come from the boys at Ballpark Broadcasting NZ. We'll be at it again on Saturday, semi-final weekend at North Harbour for the North Harbour Softball Association. Of course, Gaz, look this way. They want to put you on camera. There you go. Now you know what we look like. He's the cute guy. I'm just the other guy. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you next Saturday, semi-final time at North Harbour. Thank you for tuning in. Mā te wā, kia ora koutou, katoa.